You know how you can tell Oscar season is starting? Just count the number of tears dripping off of actors and actresses' faces in the movies you're watching. So many tears.
Make a wish.
All right. A book.
Read it, Dada.
For my dada. With love forever and ever 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 and ever. It's the loveliest present I ever had.
The Light Between Oceans stars Michael Fassbender as a World War I vet. What happens when he decides to watch over a lighthouse, falls in love with a woman, and an unexpected twist is brought into their lives that has them in a moral quandary. Is it a moral quandary you'll want to be along for the ride with? Here's 5 things you might want to know about The Light Between Oceans. Let's start off with a big old warning on this one. Man, we are slamming on the brakes after summer movie season. This ain't no Marvel movie. You gotta be in the mood for a slower pace, Oscar bait type thing if you're gonna go into this film. It's like you've been watching 24 for 3 months with Kiefer Sutherland and all of a sudden somebody put on Downton Abbey. You know, you just gotta be prepared. So fair warning if you're going into this, shift the brakes down a little bit. The reason I start with that is because if you can shift gears in that way, I think you're going to find a pretty nice movie here underneath. The performances especially, let's start there. They're incredible. Alicia Vikander, phenomenal in this. Yes, there's lots of crying, but she does it very well, and I bought into it. And that's the main thing. You buy into these characters, what they're feeling, what they're going through. Fassbender's great. The entire cast is great. I think the performances in this are the thing that elevated above anything else. Having said that, there are other things I like. One of them, the scenery in this, is absolutely gorgeous. The lighthouse island, where a lot of this takes place at, I just want to go there. These beautiful hills and crags and flowing grass and interesting beaches and types of rock. And the movie takes advantage of the scenery in emotional ways as well. So not only is it gorgeous scenery, but it's used well. And I think the movie deserves a lot of credit for that. And of course, I love a movie that makes you think. If you're in their position, what would you do? And this movie has several of those moral quandaries, things that you think about, okay, how would I handle that? If I'm in that situation, in that moment, would I do the same thing? Would I do something different? And the movie plays those moral quandaries to you in a way that you can participate. I think it does it well. Not to mention, there's a lot of beautiful metaphoric themes about sunrise and sunset and what the theme of being between two oceans means. I think a lot of that stuff works as well. So there's stuff to think about while you're feeling the emotions as well. The only negative in this for me, and I think it's a decent sized one because it's all the way through, it's very melodramatic. I mean, the music swells, the diffused light shines perfectly on the scenes, the tears stream down the face. It plays that stuff up big time. If you are sensitive to melodrama, if you're sensitive to over-the-top emotion, the syrupy kind of stuff, you're going to be rolling your eyes a lot in this movie. It was enough for me that I rolled my eyes a few times, even though I was enjoying the story and enjoying the performances. So fair warning, it is very melodramatic. Overall, The Light Between Oceans is a wonderful start to the Oscar season. Great performances, a really interesting story that the melodrama can only bring it down for me to right around a B. Very solid B, I think. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the Best Ever Challenge here in a bit. First, if you want to know more about what goes on here, lots of ways to do that. You can click the info button, see other reviews, how to support the channel. You can find me on social media. Just search for Aaron Dicer, Aarondicer. It's my name. I'm on all the social medias. You can find me on whichever one you use the most. You can also subscribe to the podcast if you do the podcast thing. SiftPop, SiftPop is the name of the podcast. We have a lot of fun every week. All right, on to the Best Ever Challenge. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to identify my choice. We're going with Best Ever Lighthouse Movies this time. Best Ever Movies that feature a lighthouse. For me, I think it's probably one of the most underappreciated DiCaprio-Scorsese work-togethers. Collaborations, that's the word I was looking for. Take a guess at mine in the comments and leave your choice there as well. And as always, first person to get it right does get a point. And here's 5 extra seconds to hit the subscribe logo right down in this corner. Collaborations. I know words.